Hello, everyone. Today is Saturday, March something, and the 19th. And Nostradamus and I, Lily, are going to do another. We are doing another video, and today I will be interviewing Nostradamus. And you do prefer Nostradamus or Euros?
For me, you can call me Uroš, you can call me Nostradamus, whatever you feel, you know. It's like I use Nostradamus name, actually use Nostradamus 0806, you know, this 0806 is like my numbers. This is my date of birth, 8th of June. I know Americans, you're writing opposite, but I'm strict to European style. So
Okay.
when I say 0806, this is 8th of June, it's not 6th of August, you know. So yeah, you can call me Nostradamus, or maybe, you know, a lot of people call me Nostra. I was like, oh, Nostra, okay.
Nostra, yeah.
Uh, you can
Okay.
also call me Uroš, no worries, you know.
I
So,
like Euros too. Euros I'm used to. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to ask Euro some questions so that y'all can get familiar with his style and what he does. And he is extremely successful in what he does, and he's very, 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 very gifted in what he does. So I'm going to start asking questions about how that is. So, Euros, what did you do before you started to use your abilities publicly? And
so when I start to talk about my history, people are shocked, you know, because actually my let's say first and only serious job was being as a professional soldier, you know. So I worked in the army for 5.5 years or 6.5, something like that. Yes, you know, it's like total opposite that right now what I'm doing, you know. And people are like, why you joined army? Are you for war? I said, I never been for war, you know. I joined army like if I can help for to make peace. This was been my reason for joining army, you know. Actually, in the time that I was being in army, I was being deployed to one mission. It was in peace mission in Bosnia, actually really close to here, you know. It's like 450 kilometers. This is, let's say, three 320 miles away. So really, really, really like short distance, you know. But still, this is like a total different country. It's not total different country. It was been before we was been together. I came from Slovenia, and Slovenia was been part of ex-Yugoslavia, and also Bosnia was been part of ex-Yugoslavia. And then when war started, we separated, and Croatia separated, and Bosnia separated. We all three countries had war, but really like the worst it was been in Bosnia. So when I went there, it was already like peace, and I had really like great time in Bosnia, if I can say so. Then I came back. So actually, I worked like 4 years in the KOI, like this battlefield KOI. Then I arranged to get some changing into finance department, because I actually finished university. I have degree from finance and banking, you know. Again, something that people like, what? You know. And then actually this is when I quit army. It was in like 2008. And then, yeah, this was been my the only and serious job that I had it. When I quit army, I looked up and I said, "Dear God, dear universe, I will never ever work again. You know, but you have to make that I will have always money. You know." So it's like that I just program myself uh, that yeah, no matter what will happen, that I will have money. And then it came to that stage that actually I started doing these readings, so mostly predicting future. In year 2016, when I joined Oran, this was my first serious, let's
I,
say, job, or whatever we can say this, you know. So yeah, before I was been in army, I served in army for 5 years and a half, and then I'm proud of this, because army gives you a lot, you know. It gives you like discipline. It gives you a lot of other things, you know. So yes, I'm proud of that part of life, you know, because I would say without this, I will not be the same Uroš as I am today, you know. So.
there is such a difference. There is such an expanse of what you did. That's a very, very serious, very noble, and very brave thing to do, to join the army and go fight. And it's so honorable. And I live in America, but I thank you for being so brave and joining your army for peace. And that's a beautiful, because I know that you really are all about that, the peace and the bringing on goodness to others and bringing peace to others.
Yeah, thank you.
Everyone would thank you for that. When did you realize that you had these abilities?
Actually, when I look back, I felt, I started to feel that I'm a little different. Like when I was in like maybe 18, 20, I remember like two things that happened that like shocked me, First was being like that my father came from his work, and he should like he was being like CEO of one big factory, and he's like, guess who visited me today, and I just shoot one name, bang, like you can imagine like Slovenia have like 2 million people, and I just shoot like this one name. And then I was doing something else, I don't know if I was reading a newspaper or I don't know, I don't remember what happened. And then, and then my mother and my brother tried to figure out who visited him, and things like that, and everybody like 10, 15 different names. No. And he didn't say nothing, And then my father at after 10 minutes, congratulations. And I was like, to whom? And he's like, to you. I was like, why? And he's like, you guessed, And I was like, so who was it? because after this, I also give him like some other names, and he's like, yeah, this person. I was like, wow, So actually, like really, like this person. Actually, this was like one candidate. It was like one guy who was been running for a president at that time, but he was really like, like a weirdo, like nobody likes him in one side. On the other side, a lot of like simple people, a lot of like people really like I would say low budget or low race people liked him a lot because he was really like natural, he came to you, shake your hand, how are you buddy, smash you, like that kind of approach, more like this, not like a politician, not like strict, no, he was been like for fun, and later he was been killed actually one day before my birthday, when he was running for a president, and this was really like shock for all of us. But yeah, so this was really the first time that I was like, okay, why this name popped in my mind, And then it happened once. This was also in my secondary school, I think like second or third grade. This was so like I was maybe 16, 17. So I was walking in the pedestrian, and I stopped. And I stop and I start to think something, and actually, so I turned around to go to look different way, as because like I was been next to the street and the street was been like that the car was like approaching and then on the other side going there, and actually I turned around, I walked and then I stopped and then I was like, right now I will turn around and car will be right like in front of me, and I turn myself, and I can see one guy who is sitting in the car. He came actually to park in this pedestrian, and it was only that far from my legs, I looked down, I looked him, are you crazy, and he's like, can you move? I have to move, I'm on the pedestrian, you have to move down, so it was like again, what happened, why I get this feeling, but actually to start to realize what I have, it was been like, so I left my girlfriend at one moment, and so I was really like devastated either way that I made finished, And then one friend of mine, she said, I have a girl, actually I have a female, like one lady who can help you, She's selling on she can heal you on the cell level, go to her. I text her, actually I called her, we agreed for a meeting, I go there, and we were sitting like we are sitting, not so many miles away, but it was like table between of us, she was sitting on her chair, I'm sitting on my chair, and we were talking, and she's like, okay, I will heal you right now. I said, okay, and then she said, repeat after me in your mind or out loud. I said, okay, I will just repeat in my mind. And she's telling me blah, 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 to heal all the cells. And then she's like, are you feeling something, you know? And actually, like, if you imagine it, so like it's a belly and then it's a hip, you know, like in the middle, you know, I start to feel that somebody is like doing like this, you know, like that, like going around, going around, you know. And I was like, yeah, I can feel that somebody is putting like a rope around. And she's like, good for you. And I was like, good for me. Okay, explain. And she's like, yeah, you'll be a clairvoyant. And I was like, I said, okay, you know, I said, I didn't be like shocked or whatever. I said, okay, if God has some plans with me in this level, I accept this, you know. And just to remind you, actually, before her, I visit like at least 10 psychics, you know, mostly tarot readers, you know. I would say my first reader, she read from these usual cards, not tarot, you know. Actually, she told me a lot of stuff that will happen in my life, you know. She told me, yes, you'll be famous, uh, you will travel a lot around the globe, you will, at the end, you will decide between two girls, you will decide for the dark one, and with her, you will have a family. You will decide how many kids will have. Actually, she programmed me because at one stage she said, Uroš, you don't need to worry about money. You will always have money, you know. And this happened like I think 2-3 months before I joined army, you know. And actually, with this sentence, she programmed my mind.
Yes.
When I will leave army, I will not need to work because money will just starts to come to me, you know. And so since 2003, when I went there, it's like that, you know. Okay, when you're in army, you get your salary. That's it. But when I left in 2008 in September, since then till today, I always have money, you know. So she really like programmed me. So I said, okay, if she helped me in that way, maybe one day I'll be able to help others, you know. So this happened, I think, like maybe 10 years ago, and then I needed additional 3 years to figure out how I can use my abilities. Imagine, she told me, yes, you're clairvoyant, amazing, how can I use this? Nobody can tell me, you know, because all the time has been just like, yeah, shuffling cards, put cards in front of you, and that's it. Right now, I don't need any cards, I don't need tools, I don't need nothing. So how I will use this, you know? And I don't remember how this happened. I just realized that actually when people ask me question, that I just have to close my eyes. I ask my guides, and then when my eyes starts to move, you know, it's like when you dream. When you dream, your eyes are moving, you know, in this I don't know, alpha, beta, theta. I don't know, you know. So when your eyes are moving, actually, when my eyes are moving, I'm receiving messages, you know. So if there is like a long message, I can cut it when I just open my eyes. So when I open my eyes, I cut this connection with my guides, you know. And so yeah, let's say right now 2012, 2013, I realized it, what I had. And then 3 years later, when I started to do this properly, when I had confirmations, you know, yes, your predictions are right. Then I said, okay, actually my fiance said, you have to start working this for money because this is your gift. This is something where you are really good at, you know, because there's been really like some amazing predictions that happened to me, you know. I remember like first time that I predict something to a person that I didn't know at all, you know. So actually I visited one friend of mine. She was working in this bookshop, and then her one other girl came to this shop, and this friend of mine, she introduced me to this girl. I forgot this new girl name, you know. And then she said, yeah, you know, he's clairvoyant. She's like, oh, amazing. And I said, okay, let's make a deal. Ask me something that you know your answer, and then ask me something that you want to know for your future, you know. And then she asked me, what do you see that what kind of relationship I have with my sister, you know? So I close my eyes, I get terrible relationship, you know. And at that time I was like, okay, I don't need to be like really like so cruel that I say, listen, yeah, I can see that you have really like terrible relationship, you know. So I wanted to pack this into something nice, you know. And I said to her, yes, I can see that you do not understand with her a lot. I can see that you have a lot like issues and things like that. And she's like, yeah, we have terrible relationship. I was like, she gave me the same word that I got, and I was like, and then she asked me, and then she asked me a few things, you know. And at that point, a lot of people came to this bookshop. I didn't have like peace, you know. And I went to the toilet. I sit on the toilet, dear my guides, and I start to communicate with them. Okay, give me answers on these next questions, you know. She was asking about her future husband, and then I get information. And at the end, I got like this Ford, out of nowhere, just Ford. Okay, I'm drawing Ford also, you know. And I went out, I give her all details, and she's like, yeah, this is how my sympathy is someone who I really like. I'm dancing with him. I really like him, and I want to build something with him. And I said, I don't know why I get this Ford, you know. And she's like, I don't know also, you know. And then she left, and she came back after half an hour, and she's like, is Fiesta Ford? It's like Fiesta Ford, you know, like Fiesta is like one part of the, you know. And she's like, and we were like, both, yes. And he's like, yeah, he's driving Ford Fiesta. I was like, fuck. So spot on again, you know. And then I met my fiance. It was on the 2nd of March 2015. I still remember that day. It was really the worst day in my business, but the best day in my love life, you know. So I pick her up in our capital city, and I drive her home. And she asked me because I told her what I'm doing, and she's like, "Okay, can you ask your guides when my ex will contact me?" You know. I said, I cannot right now answer you because we are on the highway. I cannot close my eyes. So sorry. You have to wait that we came to, to the red light. We arrived to my hometown and we came to red light. I still remember where these lights was been. I closed my eyes. I got 2 years, you know. I didn't get in 2 years, but I got 2 years, like exactly 2 years. I said, 2 years. And she's like, okay. And then I take her home. Next day we saw each other for like short walk. Actually, no, I visit her, and then like after 6 weeks we became a couple. On my birthday on 8th of June I proposed her. In July she didn't have period, so actually it happened that on 31st of March next year we had our good daughter came. You know, she will be 6 years old in 12 days. You know, and on 2nd of March 2017, her ex texted her, "Hello, how are you?" And we were like, "Which day is today? 2nd of March." When we met on 2nd of March. It is 2 years already. Yes. On the day, imagine on the day, and when I calculated, when I predict this to her, it was been like around 1:30 p.m. Approximately the same timing, 1:30 p.m. He sent her a text, "Hello, how are you?" And both of us were in shocked, you know. And then she said, "You know what? You have to start doing this for real because you are a real deal, you know. So yeah, just grab this opportunity and go for it, you know." So this was like so 2nd of March 2017, and I joined Orano on February 2018. Actually, I didn't know how this our world looks like, you know, because I didn't know how I can predict, especially not through internet, you know, how I can do readings, you know. And so actually first of my client in one page, she booked session with me and she's like, yeah, you have to do this live, blah, blah, blah. Then actually I started working on around, and since then on other 5, 6 different pages. But yeah, this was been my start, you know. So really like interesting journey, I would say, you know. So when you just feel that why you are here, and that's it, you know. And actually, so if I just maybe continue with this story, how I realized about Nostradamus, why I'm using his name, you know. Everybody knows who is Nostradamus. Who don't know in our world, who don't know who is Nostradamus, then then he don't this person do not know nothing, you know.
So you have
And And
Nostradamus.
I said, okay, he was been real deal in the past. I want to be real deal right now, you know.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, I cannot use only his name. I have to put this my numbers, you know. And then when I started working on a run, I don't know if you know, so like twice or three times I worked with one girl. She's originally from London, England, but she lives in Slovenia, and I worked with her like two, three times. And
Oh,
first time that I worked with her, you know, we were sitting next to each other, and she looked up, and she's like, somebody is on your head, you know. I was like, really? I don't see nobody, you know. Who is shitting me right now, you know? And she's like, nobody shits you, and she's like, yeah, this is one guy with a bird, blah blah blah. I said, okay, and then I just typed Nostradamus, and I show her a picture. Is this guy? And she's like, yes, it is. I said, okay, and she's like, this guy is your guidance, you know. I said, okay, so Nostradamus is one of my guidance, you know.
it is.
And
I just saw that picture last night. That's weird.
yeah,
We never talked about this, did we? And I was scrolling through YouTube and I saw that picture. I saw different pictures of him, and I just that one stuck in my head. And I gotta watch this one. You know, it was like
yeah.
that. This would be amazing. Very
And actually,
amazing.
yeah, and actually, everybody knows that he was really good for predictions. All these professors that he wrote down, you know.
Uh-huh.
Uh, okay, no, it's okay.
Pause.
Okay, we will pause. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm, so, okay, let's see.
You have had
Yeah,
some incredible
yeah. Okay.
experiences
So
before.
actually, yeah, as I mentioned, so about Nostradamus.
Yeah.
And actually, everybody knew that he was really good in prediction stuff, but
Yeah.
also he was an amazing healer, you know. And actually,
It,
I tried to do healings also, you know, and it worked, you know. So I said, okay, I can do this also, you know. And then actually, I spoke with him. I speak with him like as you are talking with God, you know, or angels, you know. And
yeah.
I asked him what kind of answers you can provide me, and he said whatever you need to know, you know. And I said, okay, so do you have access to past lives also? And he's like, yes, of course, you know, you can ask for any person that you will have reading how, where did or she or he lived before, what kind of relationship they have been in the past with maybe a specific person, you know, and things like that, you know. And this is something that people really like amazed, you know. When I said, like, I had a client, she's like, why he's acting towards me like that, you know. And I checked, I said, listen, you killed him in last life, you know. So,
Uh-huh.
and she's like, oh, okay, right now everything makes sense.
That's something. I can relate to that. I just had one of those myself the other day, but it was on a different level. It wasn't online.
Yeah.
Uh,
So this, and then of course mediumship, so I can connect with that people. But this came like on one, actually one. I went out with my friend, and we were sitting in the coffee shop, you know, and he starts to ask something about his mom, you know, and I just said, she's here, you know. His mom passed away like maybe 2 3 years earlier, you know. And I was like, she's here next to me, you know. And then I felt like a hit, you know, like strong hit here in my chest, you know, little like, you know, where this triangle is. I don't know how to say this in English, you know. When ribs are finished, you know, like we have this triangle.
yes.
So actually, I got hit here, and actually she entered me, and she tell him a lot of stuff, you know. And then when she left, I started to cry.
Oh,
Imagine, imagine I'm crying in the middle of bar. I'm
I
crying
can't
like a
even imagine
baby, and people like
that must.
around me. What is
What?
with him? He's laughing 15 minutes ago. Right now, he's crying, you know. And so then I realized what ability I have, you know. And there, like 1 week later, another similar situation with one of my other friend. And then once actually I got this assignment, you know. So I have like a neighbor who hacked himself, you know, and at age of, I don't know, 25, 26. And he came to my dreams like 2 3 times, you know. And I asked my guides, why is he in my dreams? And they're like, you have to take him to the light, you know. I was like, again me, me?
Oh, really?
Really? And I was like, I don't know how to do that. Do not worry, you know how to do that. You just read a book, and it was been true, because like maybe 1, 2 months earlier, I read one book where one guy explained how this stuff works, and I said, okay, I will try this. And actually, so I went into meditation, and I met him, and he starts to talk with me, and he had the same approach that he has when he was alive. Yeah, like this and like that. And he said, one, I knew from the beginning that you'll be only one from this area who will be different, who will be successful. And I was like, okay, dude, we have to go right now around. And I said, please give me your hand. And he's like, if somebody will saw us right now, dude, they will thought that we are gays.
Oh,
I was like, yeah, I know, but nobody can see us, motherfucker. that kind of conversation I had with him, and he's like, yes, I know, okay. And then we came to like when this like our where we hang out together, and there is like one cross, two like cross paths.
yeah.
And I said, okay, just hold me, and we starts to lift. We starts to lift. I looked up, and we went up. And then it came like really like light, really like huge light. And then at the end, at one point, this light just disappeared because we entered this area. And then
That's
phone starts to ring. I was like, what's happening? I answered the phone. Yes. Yeah, can we speak with blah 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 with my mom? I said, yeah, okay, mom, it's phone for you. I give her a phone, and then I go back into meditation. I couldn't reach him again. Okay, I asked my guides, where's he? He's there where he has to be. Actually, this phone call was been sign that I did my job.
that you
So
let him
yeah,
go. You-
I delivered him up, and then since then I didn't have any dreams about him anymore. So job done successfully, and that was it.
I think it would be a good idea. Do you remember the name of the book? I'm sure people would love to take a look at that.
Actually, this has been a book from one Slovenian guy.
Oh,
So the book was been published here in Slovenia. I don't know if it was being translated into some other languages. And this happened 10 years ago. I don't remember. Only if I will go right now to the library and start to check. As I remember, it was been like a writer from my hometown where I lived, but
yeah.
I cannot record
So
not
was this the definition of an astral travel?
Actually, no, because he explains so many different aspects of life. So this wasn't only like one thing that he did. He also explained how he went in Egypt, and then at one point he went to the desert and made some meditation, and he connected with his future
Mm,
wife, and
yeah,
things like that. So he really covered a lot of these spiritual aspects. This wasn't only one how you can help. So but I cannot recall the name of the
that's
book.
amazing. There's so much more to this, and there's so much to this spiritual world that we don't know. And
Exactly.
I have never even heard of an experience like that one. That's amazing. That's just amazing to me.
Yeah.
You're a
I will
star,
say,
Rose. You're a
I,
star.
I will say, I remember when I visit she's right on my friend, she's also a tarot reader, and she's also clairvoyant. And she's like, when I start to ask her also about UFOs and aliens and things like
Yeah.
that, and she's like, I thought that I'm crazy, but I can see that there are even more crazy people as me. I said, I know, just name it. I'm in this. So the more
We're all
craziest it is, the more I love to do, or the more I enjoy this. It's like she's like, yeah, I can see you're crazy. I said, yeah, I know. But this is who I am. Deal with me or not deal with me, I'm crazy.
yeah. Everybody's in that club. A lot of us. Um, Now you don't use any tools for your readings.
No, as I
And
mentioned, no cards, no pendulums. Actually,
yeah,
I use pendulum. I use pendulum only when people come to me that I can check what kind of sex their kids will have.
Oh,
because in man you can try, so you could put pendulum
yep.
on the here,
Yes.
on the wrist or whatever. I don't remember how. Yeah, I think it's wrist.
It's
And
wrist or palm. It's wrist
yeah,
or palm.
yeah. So if it's circle,
Yes.
then it's a girl. If it's line, it's a man. It's a boy,
Yeah.
And so when I checked for myself, it showed me boy, girl, boy. And then I had, so first time my ex was been pregnant, but she has this miscarriage, and she lost. Actually, the fetus didn't have heart, and
Wow.
so she had to have this adoption. And actually, she was doing this with energies, and she actually forced her body to clean herself,
Yeah.
So at that time, this was when this first boy. Then I knew, okay, I have still left a girl and a boy. And then when I met my fiance, it showed me girl and a boy. So I said, okay, we had a match. Amazing.
I remember that too. That was a few years ago. Few years
Yeah.
ago now.
And so yes, first we got a daughter, and 3 years, 6 months, and 3 days later, we got a boy. And when I start to speak about numbers, then my fiance says, "Oh, not again," because
Yes. Done.
because my happy number is three. My
Hmm.
daughter's name is Trinitia. It's like Holy Trinity.
Yes. Yeah.
So her name is Trinitia Tugs. Three T's she has in her name. And then my son's name is Neo. Neo Anay. Now Anay in Slovene language. Now from Neo from Matrix. As you can see, this I'm a huge fan of Matrix. I also have the tooth here.
Oh.
So this is how
Yeah.
this is like Trinitia, and if you flip around, it's like now Anay. People are like, wow, this is so amazing. How you do that? I said, first I have to combine letters of my two kids.
That's genius. That's genius.
So yeah, and so
Uh,
everything is behind these numbers 3 and 6, and actually 3, 6, 9, and then
yes.
31st. So my daughter's birthday is 31st of March. My son's birthday is 3rd of October. So everything is connected. So the
Yeah.
house that we moved in, address is 27C. 27 is 3 times 3 times 3, and C is third letter in the alphabet, so
And
everything.
27 is also 9, and that's my number. You
Yeah.
know, and it's so weird. Say the same thing. Um, I lived at my house number was 56.
Yeah,
You know,
56.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and it was so that was like, oh my God, I've got like this 11. I've got a powerful one number. That's all about the universe. It's all about creation and God and all that is, and that was pretty cool. And I've noticed that every house I moved into was one of the numbers, broken down
Yeah.
to universal holy number, or whatever you would call spirituality,
Yeah.
spirituality concept meanings, which is real life, folks, not concept. That was a bad word to use. See, you don't use, and I know you don't use tools except for what you just said. One thing that isn't here that I do want to ask you is, how do you what before you start working, before you begin your readings, do you have a process that you do go through?
Actually, I'm doing like twice per day. I'm doing some prayers, that I protect myself. So this is my, let's say, ritual, that I just protect myself, that no, like this negative energy will approach me, and that's
Oh,
it. So this is my daily ritual, like before I go to chant and before I go to do readings, and that's it. So I don't
wow.
have, like, because I just feel okay. If I'm not prepared for doing something, I just don't do that. It's like, yeah, okay, today I'm off, and that's it. But when I do this, I just go into prayers, protect myself with three shields. I ask this for God, Metatron, Archangel Michael, Jesus, and Holy Mary, and that's
Yeah,
it. So they protect me, and then I'm ready to go. You
yeah.
know.
And for everyone that's listening, I have found with everyone that you and I have spoken to in our spiritual community, any spiritual community, even the ones that we don't know about, everyone protects themselves in the same way before they begin. It's the most important thing. And it's just the most important thing. You don't want to get bogged down. So,
Yeah.
my also curious, my next question is, what kind of healings do you do?
So actually, I'm doing like these healings on like real health issues, not like real health issues. I cannot heal you from cancer. You know, this is something that is in your mind. You know, I can maybe just make your disease to maybe go slower or like at least that something starts to change in your life. You know, but I also do like healings. This is what I realized in last few healings that I did for my client, like healings of relationships. You know, so first I will explain these healings on health. You remember Uranum. So at that point, I don't know if you know this story. One girl came into my this chat session. And as I remember, I was giving some messages. And I got message for her like, I can see traveling for you in 3 weeks. And she's like, yeah, the only traveling that will be in next 3 weeks will be traveling to the graveyard because I will be dead in 3 weeks because I have cancer in this last stage. I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Do I really need this? And I said to this girl, and she was like maybe 18, 19, something like
Oh,
that. Really, really like. I said,
very.
okay. I said, you know what? I will do healing for you. So I sit down, I close my eyes, and I start healing process. And then I finished, and we were talking a little bit, and then after like 1 hour, she's like, can I ask you something? I said, yes, of course. And she's like, can you do another healing for me because I feel really good? I said, yeah, no worries. I did additional healing on her. And then next day she comes to my room and she's like, you know what? My parents are today really like shocked because I do not complain after like I didn't complain for that something it's hurt me last 2 years, because I think she had like a tumor in her head or
Oh,
something, really like, so this tumor was causing so many pains, and I said, of course, and then she came next day, yeah, my parents said that first time after 2 years I do not complain, so obviously it worked. I said, you know what? I just want that you come into my chat session after 6 months and you say, you know what, I'm good.
that's
And
good.
then next week I doing to her like healings like daily. And then
Yeah.
she just disappeared.
Oh,
She didn't came to my room. I forgot about this. And
yeah.
then approximately after 6 months, somebody enters my room. And again I give some kind of message, and she's like, I don't know if you remember me. You did healing on me. I was like,
Oh,
okay, you're still alive. Amazing. And she's like, yeah, I have to share you one story. I said, yeah, please. The tumor that you healed on shrinked for 93%.
oh my Lord.
Doctor said that they cannot believe what happened. I said, okay, but happily we know what happened. And then
Yeah.
she said, but I said, not but, there is no but.
Yeah.
There
See.
is there. And she said, right now next to this tumor is new one. I
Mm,
said, damn. I said, okay. I said, I will do healing again. I start attacking this second tumor. I saw that this tumor was been like crashed totally, and then again I attacked this first one. After 1 week, she came back and she's like, doctors do not know what happened because there is no other tumor.
oh my.
Okay, amazing. And this first one lost, it was been shrinked additional like 2-3%, from the beginning. So it was been like 95% shrinked from like, can you imagine? So
Yeah.
she survived based on this. And then for my fiance auntie, she had some problems with her back. She has to take pills for painkillers. I did healing on her. At that day, she didn't need to take pills like additional 6 hours. Then we didn't continue doing this. That I will properly heal her till the end. But
Yeah.
but it was really funny because I was doing this like at her home, you know, and I was just staying, you know, and I put my hands like, I don't know, let's say
Yeah. Hmm.
4 or 5 inches from her
Wait.
body, and
Yeah.
she's like at the end, did you massage my back? I said, I didn't even touch you, and she's like, really? Because I felt that you were massaging my back. I said, I didn't touch you at all, you know. And then
I,
the same things happened that I did one healing to one Canadian girl, you know, and she's like, did you right now move my hand? I said, I didn't do nothing. But actually, then she said, can you help us in my relationship with one guy? I said, yeah, I can do that, you know. And so I did healing on them, you know. I really saw like this huge fight because I put them into one box. I said, listen, you have to figure out how you will survive, you know. And
oh,
it's like a boxing match. Fight till you go down or you just make peace, you know. And
yeah.
then they make peace. I saw everything from kissing to
Uh,
sex and everything, you know. And I
yeah.
told her this, and next day she's coming back to me and she's like, exactly as you told me what you saw in this healing happened.
Oh, wow.
I said, amazing, at least you had sex, you know.
Oh, jeez. You're gonna have to edit this video, I think.
I don't need if I will have to do this, you know. So, but yeah, this is that kind of healings I'm doing, you know. People just feel this like my presence are their homes, you know, either way that I'm doing this long distance, you know. But first, definitely when I do like any kind of healing, I said, you know, first time we will have to test if you feel something or not. You know, if people do not feel nothing, then I just don't want to continue
Yes.
because I don't want to take some money from somebody if my healings do not work. You know, so my first healings are always for free. Then okay, let's make a deal. I know 5 healings, 10 healings for that kind of price. If
Right.
this is okay, you know, and then we continue, and then can be. I know results can come, but you know, you have to be also prepared for receiving my help. You know, if you do not believe, I said you don't need to believe. Let's make first test, and then you will see if you feel some heat, if you feel some
Mhm.
touching on the nose or like
Yeah.
lifting arm and
Or
things like
that,
that.
that like that chilling down your spine if it's on your back or wherever it is you feel this something running through you.
Yeah.
That's that's um that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so yeah, that kind of healings I'm
So
doing, you know,
are
and
you do the you do health healing,
yeah,
you do emotional healing, relationship healing, so
exactly.
physical, emotional relation, all that.
Yeah, I would
That's
say, I
the
would
whole
say if
back.
people come to me maybe with some kind of even bigger issue or whatever, you know, it will be challenge for me, you know.
Yeah,
I want to move my limits, you know. I
yeah.
just want to test myself how far I can go, you know. So yeah, if somebody has something bigger than these two, please ask me. I will try my best, and then we will see. You know, we have nothing to lose. You know, especially first feeling, first this healing, first touching. We will see if there is some kind of something is happening. But later, yeah, okay, you just have to invest something maybe to get
Oh,
something
well,
back.
of
You know,
course, I know
so
nothing's free, you know.
exactly. But I don't. I will say. I don't. I always say, do not take this that you pay for something. This is like an investment. You know, investment for your future, investment for your better life, investment for your much clearer mind. You know, this is my explanation. Yeah. Okay. Do not take this. It's like when you send your kids to school. You know, this is an investment. You know, because based on the school where you're sending your child, you will shape his
Future.
future life, and also this is like an investment. Also our readings, our healings, our let's say maybe mediumships, or maybe when I check for past lives, this is, as I said, it's like investment for getting know why things is happening for you, because from that stage you have to know why, how, what you have to do to make things better, you know. This is crucial.
It is. And also, though, you also have to remember just to use the girl who had the cancer, and how much money it costs to get treatments for cancer. Families go broke.
Yeah,
Not every place has benevolent funds. So
Exactly.
they die, you know, the people will die. It's insurmountable debt when people they just would believe that you can do this for them
Yeah.
for a lot less money, you know, and that they have their daughter back and that woman has her life.
Exactly.
And
I will say that this is more important, you know. Actually, from her, I didn't get nothing, you know. I didn't get like
oh,
one cent, nothing, you know. But it
yeah,
has been like a really good experience for me, you know. Yeah, I helped somebody, you know, and this is something that like feel full my heart also, you know.
yeah. So would you say your what are your favorite topics then to talk about or in your
My favorite topics, mostly in readings, are like something that is connected with finance, with money. You know,
oh
either way that this is like small percentage, you know. But why? Because here, where I'm really strong, you know, because I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of, I have mantra that I can share, you know. I have this, a lot of my stories based on what I went through to came where I am, you know, especially when people came to me, where do you see that I will get a job? And then I ask them back, do you need the job or do you need the money? You know, and people are like,
yeah.
I need money. So why you're searching for a job, you know?
I remember.
And this is something it's like that I like, and of course like love is always here because like you know 80-90% readings are love related. This is something that I really like to do, and of course like if I have to choose top three, I will say past lives readings, you know, when I just tell people, you know, yeah, you has been at that place, at that stage, your husband or your wife is right now this, right now that, you know. I have a friend and she called me once and she's like, okay, tell me, I just met one guy and he really like, he's really attached to Russia and I just felt that we have some connection with him. I said, yes, of course you had connection with him because he was been his actually brother, because at that lifetime you was been, you had opposite sex, so you was been a man and he was been your sister and you was been really close to each other, you know, like brother and sister. And she's like, ah, okay, this makes sense right now. You know, a lot of time people go, ah, okay, right now this makes sense, this makes sense. I said, yeah, of course it makes sense. You know, maybe people are like, why I'm attached to, I don't know, to one specific area, I don't know, like France, Spain, I don't know, maybe North America, South America, or I don't know, some cold places. And then I tell them, listen, yeah, you was been that, and you was been that, you know, you was been like a farmer in the South France, you know. Oh, okay, this is why I just wanted to visit France, you know. Yeah, this is why, you know. So yeah,
That's
top three: money, love, and past lives. What happened in the past lives? Because past lives, people actually do not even know how much our past lives create our life right now. You know, this is where I am, where I can put my story into podium and say, uh, I know how my past lives are connected with my life right now, you know. So just for information for everybody, so my first serious relationship was been at my age of 26, you know, not at age of 16 but 26, you know. So and then I went actually into some research why this happened to me, you know. And actually I realized that in one of my previous past lives I was been sailor, really famous sailor. His name was been James Cook. Everybody knows James
oh,
Cook. You know, and actually, so James Cook was being sailor. He had in every single port he has girls, you know, and he had a lot of sex with these girls, you know, and things like that. So he didn't have a family at that time, you know. Either way that he had a family, he was being a cheater, you know, and this bad karma from his life came into my life, and I have to clean this karma in my life to have first relationship at the age of 26, and then at age of 38 that I met my future wife, you know. So this was been my lesson to learn. So this is how things fall into place if you know who you was been before, you know. Also, like several times I had strong headaches in my back, you know, and I didn't know why. And then I went into regression it was when I first regression. In second regression, I found out that I was being James Cook, and actually in this first regression, I found out that I was being John Fitzgerald Kennedy. He was being killed in the head, you know. And each time that I start to doubt if I will be successful in my life, universe inside me signal, yes, you know, remember what happened in your previous life. You was been president of the United States of America, so you achieved a lot at that time. And also in this life you will achieve, you know. This is like a sign. When I start to feel really like strong pain here, okay, thank you so much. Yeah, right now I know that I still have to put myself into the right position, and that I have this my right path where I'm going, you know.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
You may be able to answer my question, and this is totally off topic, but it's on this particular topic. I get occasionally very sudden, sharp pains in my head where I just have to go like, only lasts for a few seconds and then it's gone. But nobody knows what I'm talking about. They can't explain it. They've never had it happen to them before.
So I can see you in one this, you know, in World War II, there has been this. I have to translate this. Sorry. Give me 1 second.
Sure.
Uh,
I hope you are not upset that I asked you that, but I don't.
no, it's okay. It's okay.
The message was, ask him now.
Camps like these Nazi camps, you know, where they were killing people.
Yes.
You know, and when they were killing people, there has been a lot of this screaming and
Yes.
that kind of, you know. And I would say that you has been like really like small kid at that time, and when you heard this screaming and this really like, it was really the screaming that you are hearing right now, you know, like and then of course you has been also killed at that time, and also it was really like the last voice that you heard was been this screaming, and then they killed you, you know, because they were killing a lot of people at that time, you know, and so this is why you hear that kind of.
We got to stop just for a second. I got to tell you something. This is, I don't know what, if there's a word for this. Yeah, the night before last, I dreamt that I was watching inside a camp, and I was watching little girls being tortured, and I felt the pain. And I woke up with tears, and it was my dreams are so real anyway. But the fact that you said that, and that I had a very long dream about that, like 2 or 3 times this week, and wondered, you know, I wish didn't have to see this. Why am I continually seeing this week?
Yeah.
And then you tell me why, and now I know why I get pain in my head. You know, and I was afraid that I really thought maybe was I a part of that? Why does it affect me so much? Why does it make me so angry and so sad? You know, ever since I was a child, when this all came up in history, and I've had to walk out of classrooms because I just couldn't handle it. Now I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never done a past life regression on myself. I don't even know how to do that.
Just for information, dear viewers, this is not what we planned. This was really like out of topic. We never spoke about it. You know, this is first time that we spoke. Actually, Lillyanna, she didn't know that I'm doing these past lives readings, you know, and she knows me as a psychic, as a clairvoyant, but not as a past life reading. So yeah, this is something that we didn't plan, and as you can see, so this is how people can realize
yeah,
what is happening in their life.
this is a big wow for me. This is really big.
I would say that right now, you know, when you know, you can handle this. It's much
Yes,
easier. Yeah.
it will be much easier. Maybe I just won't dream about it anymore. That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow, we've covered a lot of topics today. Your best the things you love to talk about. And have you told me yet, what's the craziest prediction you've ever made?
Actually, I will, as I already said, this 2 years prediction for my fiance, this was really like,
Yes.
this was really like the craziest,
With her
chills. You can see, I
ex-husband.
can get chills. Also, when I remember when I was giving this, short predictions, short time predictions, with on Orano, and then I remember once I give this prediction to one guy. I said I can see money for you twice the next 14 days, and this guy didn't believe. He came back like after 14 days to me and he's like, you know what? I have to tell you something. I said, yeah, say it. You told me that I would get money twice in 14 days. I said, yes. First I got money after 10 days and then second time I got money in 14 days. So you was been spot on. I was like,
That is amazing.
amazing.
So you've been reading only a few years professionally, but you've always had this gift because even in the army, you made predictions to your soldier friends.
Actually, to my soldier friends, I never did any kind of prediction, because at that time I didn't have this, so I didn't talk with them. The only, actually, I have right now one guy. He was been my, let's say, boss. He was been my superior in army, but we are still in the contact right now, and I helped him with same prediction. I helped him with some stuff. My
So
fiance just came.
he just wave to me. I wave back.
Okay. 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 Yeah. I have to. I scream too much, obviously. So, and I help him right now. After these 10 years and maybe a little less. I just give him a lot of like predictions, and it came true to him, and he's really like happy that I'm in his life still. He's like, yeah, one day I would like to pay you off. I said, do not worry. You just bring some toys for my kids, and that's it.
I think what I am going to do, again, I think I'm being led away from our questions for a moment here. And it has been a long time since you and I have done a reading, that you've done one for me officially.
Yeah.
I need an official reading. And of course, I will pay you for the real deal. I need a lot of clarification right now. There's a lot going on globally. There's a lot going on in my head. There's a lot going on in my life. We all question ourselves also, at times. And I'm just in a weird place. So we'll have to schedule that. Now, you don't do anything else for a living, do you? Do you work out?
Actually, I'm writing also stories, and so I already published like 4 or 5 books.
Wow.
So the topics of these books are like really like attractive to everyone. So my first book was been, as I already mentioned. This is my quote: "You don't need job, you just need money." So.
I still got that in my computer from 3
So
years ago.
this is my first book, and then second book is How to Attract Your Soulmate. So here I describe how I attract my fiance, how my love life is going on, and then I have like 2 books that are really similar. So how I can attract something in my life and why I cannot attract something in my life. And then I have one really like funny, I will say funny topic. This is like karma is a bee.
Yeah. Yes, don't know that one.
So this one, and as I mentioned, Nostradamus. Actually, on one of my walking, I think that I was with my son. Yes, he was been small. Maybe this was in 2 years ago, and he just popped in my mind. You have to write down new 1,000 predictions. I said, okay, how we will do that? And he's like, yeah, you just sit in front of the computer and we will do predictions on his basics. Everybody knows about these 4 liners that he has. So in 4 lines, he predicted like one situation and then additional 4 lines, another. So there.
Nostradamus,
Yes.
okay.
And so Nostradamus is writing
Yes.
down this through me, and for now we are on the halfway. So I already published 500 these predictions. Actually, we divided this. The whole project is called Millennium, millennium is because like what millennium is like 1000, you know, and then
Yes.
this millennium is divided on 10 centurias. So one centuria has 100 predictions, and each centuria has 10 decas. One deca is like 10 predictions, you know. So I already published 5 centurias, so first centuria, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Right now I'm writing sixth down. I don't know when I will finish because it takes some time, you know. I have to take my time, and so in each of this book is 100 new predictions from Nostradamus. He is typing this through me, you know, and yeah, this is like, let's say, one thing that is connected with this, you know. And also I started to write down fairy tales. This is something that I said, okay, I can try this, you know, and because I have really like huge imagination, you know.
Yes.
And every single night my daughter like, okay, tell me something about Fuzzy Boozy, because this Fuzzy Boozy is like the first character that I invented, you know. It's like flying bee who is like post officer, you know. And really funny stories. Right now I'm talking with one of my friends that we will start to do also videos for YouTube. That will be like these fairy tales will be on YouTube also, but also people can download for free these fairy tales in one page. People who want to get to know this, I can send them links, no worries.
Yes.
And then I'm also writing. If I write to little kids, I can write on also for a little more adult
Right.
audience, you know.
Yeah.
So I also write down erotic stories now, which is like something that is like yeah, like let's say I just put my all this fantasy out, you know. I publish every single week. I publish one story, you know, and right till now I have like 39 stories already published, you know, and every single week will be a new one. And yeah, this is like additional stuff that I'm doing, but mostly I can say like 98% of money right now coming through readings. But I just have faith and believe that this can come like half, that I will start to make really some money from selling my books, you know. Uh,
Yeah.
and these fairy tales, videos on with fairy tales, also later these erotic stories, whatever, you know. So whatever will people buy from me, it will be just perfect, you know. And of course, all this is really like low budget, you know. So I don't know, you can get these books for, let's say, stories are like 99 cents only, you know. Fairy tales are for free. Uh, this millennium will be a little more expensive because it is invested a lot of energy. Like every single centuria cost, I think, like 14.99. It is still not a lot of money, you know. So $14, or let's say $15, you know. All
Yeah.
other my books are like $3-4, you know. So if
So
people
all
want
like
to,
your prediction books are like 4.99. The ones you write about the predictions when your guy
exactly,
speaks through you.
exactly.
You need to link that for
I
us.
will, yeah, I can do that. No worries.
I know a lot of people would. I know I'm gonna buy one or two or three.
Or all five.
Yeah. I think I'd rather read yours than the old guy. You know, the Nostradamus, your guy.
Yeah.
No offense to him at all. But he scares me. He scares me.
Sometimes he scares me also, but you
Yes.
know, what kind of when we spoke, it's really like that. Like old couple are having conversation now. It's like, can I call you Nostra? And he's like, no fucking way. You know, you can call me only Nostradamus. How
Right.
people call you? This is your stuff, but you will call me Nostradamus. You have to have respect for me.
Wow.
Okay, okay, okay.
Uh, he's like he's the man, I guess, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah. It's like
he's
when you have to address the president, you can't say, you know,
hello
hey,
Tom. Yeah,
John. You know, you have to say, hello, Mr. President.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, well, I think that lines us up for today. And I hope the audience has enjoyed our video for today. This information is just amazing. It's just, I can't even get a word out. And I know that everyone will watch this, that watches it, they'll watch it to the end because it's, um,
A lot
you
of fun.
are a very gifted man. You are very blessed. You are very universally blessed. And you have always been, have impressed me with your gifts, and I'm very, very glad that we're able to share this with the world.
Yeah,
We all need an awakening. Everyone needs to know what's going on.
exactly.
This is important. I thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me here.
You're very welcome, and I'm just so glad. And folks, the next topic, we're always going to have a topic at least once or twice a week. We're going to try and get someone that we are familiar with, who has a woman who has written books and is also a medium, a psychic. She does healing. She does many things, but she is very educated, and she's a genius. I'm looking forward to that. And we will see you the next time.
Of course, I believe that next topic will be something that people would like to hear. Maybe I was thinking maybe like how this, because as I told you, my this wildest prediction, like these 2 years, maybe a lot of people want to know like how these time frames actually works, So maybe topic can be time frames, why sometimes it's happen as we saw, and why sometimes it's not happening as we saw,
Yes.
So this can be like our next topic. So definitely, yeah, next week, just subscribe this channel, and next
Please
thing,
subscribe, folks. Hit subscribe. We know what we're talking about, but we also are not boastful about it. We know that it can be taken away from us at any time.
exactly,
So just know that
yeah,
we're doing this for you. We do it for us, and we are led by spirit and whoever our spirit guides are.
by Nostradamus, who wants to be who wants to be boss all the time.
Holy Spirit, my Father, I got to get some famous people in here, I guess.
Obviously.
Thank you
Okay,
again, and you have a wonderful evening.
you
And
too.
we'll
Have
see
a
you
blessed day,
again.
everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye.